The school bus driver everyone entrusted with their kids seemed unremarkable until three armed men attempted to hijack her bus, and she switched into a mode that unnerved even seasoned criminals. At that moment, Emily Carter transformed in a way that would intimidate professional assailants. She knew time was short for planning her next steps. The school bus driver who had driven the same route for a decade suddenly became someone else entirely. With 17 children's lives at stake, Emily Carter had a hidden past that no one suspected until that day. But today, what Emily would do was the kind of bravery found in epic tales. Welcome to Unsung Heroes. Share in the comments which city you're reading from today. If you think stories like this need to be shared, hit that subscribe button and enable notifications. Because when you discover this woman's true identity, you'll understand why she always chose the same route for 10 years, and why she picked this specific route. Emily Carter, 44 years old, had been driving the same route in the Riverside School District for 10 years, 2 months, and 8 days. Every morning at 7:30, she picked up the same children, dropped them off at school by 8:15, and retraced the route in the afternoon. An ordinary school bus driver. But Emily wasn't there by coincidence. This route was the safest and most secure part of the city, a deliberate choice for protecting children. Because Emily Carter wasn't just a bus driver. She had served 12 years in the nation's most elite Special Operations Unit, the Navy SEALs. That Tuesday morning began like any other. Emily started her route at 7:30. 17 children, every face familiar, every name known, every family story etched in her memory. At 8:10, as they reached the Maple Avenue stop, 3 unfamiliar men approached. They weren't regular visitors. Emily's trained eyes caught it instantly: aggressive postures, hands in pockets, eyes scanning restlessly, and most tellingly, they positioned themselves to target the children. Emily's pulse quickened. This wasn't a random attack. And Emily's presence on this route wasn't random either. These men had targeted the school bus, and 17 children's lives were in peril. The first armed man stepped onto the bus. Emily smiled as if he were a routine passenger, asking in a steady voice if he had a student pass. The man drew a gun and ordered her to stay silent, saying they were taking the bus. But Emily was no longer just a bus driver, she was Chief Petty Officer Carter. Her mind raced through calculations: threat assessment, 3 armed hostiles, 17 children in a confined space, SEAL protocol. Protect civilians. Neutralize threats. Survive. Through the bus's wide mirror, she saw the second and third men at the back, attempting to control the children. Emily had 60 seconds to save 17 children. Emily Carter had joined the Navy in 2001, a 22-year-old from a small coastal town with fierce ambition. SEAL selection was among the world's most grueling military trials, and Emily was one of only 20 out of 1,000 candidates to pass. The Navy SEALs, America's most covert and elite Special Operations Unit, existed in whispers and legends. Her first deployment was to Kandahar, Afghanistan, in 2003, targeting high-value al-Qaeda operatives. Emily's expertise was CQB, close-quarters battle, honed for precision combat in tight spaces while prioritizing civilian safety. Her second deployment, in Fallujah, Iraq, in 2005, thrust her into urban warfare. Every street hid an ambush, every building a potential trap, every civilian a possible threat. But her true mastery was in hostage rescue, school extractions, hospital raids, civilian protection missions. Protecting children was always paramount. Her third assignment involved classified operations along the Turkish-Syrian border, thwarting terrorist plots targeting vulnerable populations. Every child's life was sacred. Emily had completed 73 successful missions over 12 years, with no civilian losses under her watch. She retired in 2013, carrying the weight of 15 years of conflict and severe PTSD. Civilian life was a struggle, every sound a potential threat, every shadow a trigger. Therapy, medication, and veteran support groups weren't enough. But one day, watching children play safely in a park, everything shifted. She thought of the children she couldn't save overseas, and here were children she could protect. When she applied for the school bus driver job, her military record was vetted, impeccable, reliable, but her sealed history remained classified. For 10 years, she safely transported 34 children daily along the same route. To the community, she was just a bus driver. In truth, she was a guardian. And today, that guardian's training would save lives. Emily kept her hands on the steering wheel, her demeanor calm, every movement calculated from 15 years of experience. When the second man demanded to know where they were going, she calmly said to drive. But Emily had already formed her plan, knowing every inch of the bus. She turned to the children, announcing they'd play a game to keep them calm. The third man shouted for her to be quiet. Emily smiled, telling the children they'd play still statues, whoever moved would lose. The children understood, freezing in place. Emily eased the bus toward Riverside Bridge, where her plan would unfold. She told the children that since they were so still, they should now close their eyes. SEAL training: create a safe environment to protect civilians first. The children shut their eyes, shielding them from what was to come. In the middle of the bridge, Emily slammed the brakes. The bus lurched to a stop, throwing the hijackers off balance. The first man stumbled forward, cursing as he tried to recover. He demanded to know what she was doing. Emily calmly claimed an engine issue, saying she needed to check it. As she stood, her demeanor shifted entirely. The approachable bus driver vanished, replaced by Chief Petty Officer Carter, Navy SEAL operative. 15 years of elite combat training activated in 2.8 seconds. Her mind locked into tactical mode, target acquisition, 3 hostiles, closest threat 4 feet away, weapon in right hand, stance compromised. Priority: neutralize the armed leader first, control the weapon, eliminate remaining targets. Collateral: 17 children, eyes closed, positioned behind the conflict zone. The first hijacker, still off balance from the stop, held his weapon loosely, pointed downward. Emily moved with lethal precision. Phase 1, weapon control. Her left hand snapped out, seizing the gunman's wrist and forcing the weapon toward the floor. Simultaneously, her right elbow drove into his solar plexus, expelling his breath. Phase 2, neutralization. As he doubled over, gasping, Emily's knee met his descending face with calculated force, enough to incapacitate, not kill. He collapsed, unconscious, in 3.2 seconds. The second hijacker, mid-bus, was reaching for his weapon when Emily was already in motion. Combat assessment: target 2, 12 feet away, drawing from a shoulder holster, civilians between. Emily grabbed the unconscious man's gun and dove between the bus seats, using the metal frames as cover. The second hijacker's shot went wild, shattering a window. Emily rose 3 seats closer, the seized weapon steady in both hands. "Children, stay down. Keep your eyes closed," she commanded, her voice carrying the weight of someone who thrived in life-or-death scenarios. Phase 3, advanced movement. Using the bus seats like a tactical grid, Emily moved in a jagged, unpredictable pattern, up, forward, down, sideways. The second gunman couldn't track her. When she was close enough, Emily vaulted over a seat back, her shoulder slamming into the hijacker's midsection, pinning him against the bus wall. His weapon flew from his grip, skidding toward the rear. Phase 4, control and restraint. Before he could react, Emily twisted his arm into a submission hold that would dislocate his shoulder with the slightest wrong move. The third hijacker, who had been controlling the children at the back, lunged for the fallen weapon. Emily made a split-second call. Still restraining the second man with one arm, she aimed the pistol taken from the first attacker. Her shot was surgical, not at the man, but at the weapon he reached for. The bullet struck the gun, sending it spinning harmlessly toward the front. Phase 5, final neutralization. The third man, now unarmed and facing a trained SEAL, charged recklessly. Emily released the second hijacker, who crumpled from his twisted shoulder. As the third man rushed forward, Emily sidestepped with the grace of a seasoned fighter, catching his arm and using his momentum to slam him face-first into the driver's seat. He slumped, dazed but alive. Total operation time, 47 seconds. 3 threats neutralized. 0 civilian casualties. Mission success. Emily stood among the 3 unconscious hijackers, her breathing even, weapons secured. She gently told the children they could open their eyes. The game was over. They looked up to see Emily smiling again, standing where she'd been before, as if nothing had happened. But the bus floor told the truth. 3 men lay unconscious, their weapons safely collected. In a soft voice, Emily explained that the bad men were asleep and police would take them away. Not one child had witnessed the violence. Not one child was traumatized. That was the SEAL way: protect the innocent, neutralize the threat, leave no collateral damage. 17 children were safe. The mission was complete. Emily called 911, and police arrived within 6 minutes. When Detective Lopez asked her to explain, Emily said 3 armed men tried to hijack the bus, and she neutralized them. Lopez pressed for details on how she managed it. Emily paused. She'd avoided this question for a decade. She admitted to military training. Lopez, intrigued, asked what kind. Emily pulled a faded ID card from her pocket. Chief Petty Officer Emily Carter, Navy SEALs, retired. Lopez froze. The SEALs were the stuff of legend. When he asked if she was really a SEAL, Emily confirmed she'd served 15 years, completed 73 missions, and was now just a bus driver. Lopez called her a hero who saved children. Emily's response was firm. She was just doing her job. That evening, local news ran Emily's story: hidden hero, school bus driver revealed as Navy SEAL. But Emily gave no interviews, avoided cameras. The next day, she returned to work, same bus, same route. The children looked at her differently. 9-year-old Lily asked if Emily was a superhero. Kneeling to her level, Emily said she was just a bus driver who kept her safe. Lily asked if she beat the bad guys. Emily smiled, saying she just made sure they couldn't hurt her. That was her job. Parents began treating Emily with newfound respect, deeper trust. One mother said they'd entrusted their kids to her for 10 years, unaware they were in the hands of a hero. The school administration called a special meeting. Principal Thompson said they now knew who Emily was and wanted her as a security consultant. Emily insisted she just wanted to drive the bus. Thompson pressed, citing her expertise. Emily was clear. She'd been here 10 years to protect children, and titles didn't matter. But changes came. School security protocols were tightened. The bus hijacking was a wake-up call. Other threats could emerge. Emily was no longer just a bus driver. She became a security consultant, risk analyst, protector. When Thompson asked if the children should know, Emily was firm. They should only know they're safe. After Emily's story broke, other veterans stepped forward. Bus driver Tom revealed he was a former Marine. Cafeteria worker Susan, ex-Army. Thompson remarked the school was full of veterans, they just hadn't known. Emily started a veteran support group, meeting weekly to share experiences and support each other. She stressed that military service didn't end with the uniform, it continued in civilian life. Protecting children, whether on a battlefield or a school bus, was the highest duty. Today, Emily still drives for the Riverside School District, same route, same children. When asked if she regrets leaving the military, her answer is always the same: service never ends, it just takes new forms. Every morning, watching 34 children through the bus mirror, she knows they'll return home safely. That's enough. Being a SEAL isn't just about fighting, it's about protecting. Here, every day, she protects 34 lives. Emily touches the old SEAL badge in her pocket, thinking of the children she couldn't save in Afghanistan, but grateful for those she can save here. Real heroes travel the same route daily, do the same job, unnoticed, until armed men target children. Emily's story reminds us that protectors don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they drive yellow school buses, holding stop signs, and we never notice the guardians among us. If this unsung hero story moved you, like it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Unsung Heroes with notifications on. These hidden protectors deserve to be remembered. Tell us in the comments, have you ever met an unexpected guardian? See you in the next Unsung Hero story.